You still have the paper punches up.
I'm waiting for it to come up on YouTube before I start talking because I figure they're not seeing it. That was Monday. This is Thursday.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Partial
Now it's
view.
coming up on YouTube. Wow, I have a huge delay.
No, I was.
It's not yours up. No, my YouTube even went into
Let me
sleep
refresh.
mode there because it's there. It is okay. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thursday. Boy, waiting for that to come up. Wait for it to come up on YouTube before I said hello because I know half the time I get excited and start talking right away, and then it cuts off half of at least my first couple sentences. So happy to have you all here. I am Marianne with Happy Paper People. If you are watching on replay, and with me are my friends and co-hosts Candy and Debbie.
Hi, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Glad to see everybody today. Hello, Sylvia. Does anyone get points for waiting? Yes, you do, Sylvia. Yes, you do. I was actually thinking about you this morning, Sylvia. See, your ears must have been burning, and that's why you felt the need to be here. And early. So glad that you're here. Sun is out, dark clouds are all around, just to remind us that it ain't over yet. That's true. We remember Caper's pocket punch board that I've used once. One of the things I was thinking about this morning, I have on the list that people said they wanted to do a Monday about the punch boards and how to use those kinds of tools. And so we'll put a post in the group, but I'd like to know which tools or punch boards you have that you're not familiar with or comfortable with that you would like more demonstration on specifically. Let's see if I can adjust the light there at all. I've got a big old shadow there. Hey, Glynis. The foothills of the Canadian Rockies. It is cold and gloomy. Yeah. Hi, Sandy. Hello, Kathy. A beautiful warm day in North Alabama. Hey, KK. How are you? Hi, Dawn. So happy to see you guys. So happy to see you. It is not raining or snowing here today. The wind is blowing like crazy. It is supposed to snow Friday and Saturday. No, it's supposed to rain Friday and Saturday and snow on Sunday. But, wait 5 minutes. That will change. So here's this week. Monday was hashtag Monday Jumpstart Paper Punches. If you still haven't posted your paper punch things that you've made from Monday, don't forget to get those in. Today is hashtag mass make coin envelopes. So any of your makes from today, put them in the group and put hashtag mass make coin envelopes. This is as good a time as any to tell you that I did a drawing on last week's hashtags, and Toby is our winner. I don't see her here yet, so I don't know if she'll be here. If she comes in later, we'll announce it again. But Toby will be receiving a prize for last week. Don't forget to come back after the live is over and comment on any of the YouTube videos or all of the YouTube videos. In your comment, include hashtag 1000 subs to get yourself in the drawing for the box of goodies. Box of, what do we call it? Box of crafty goodness. Box of crafty goodness when we hit 1,000 subscribers. And that's building up real fast, the box is. So hopefully we'll get to 1,000 quickly and we can send that out. And then several people have messaged me and asked about the next sale. So just so you can all put it on your calendar, the next sale is scheduled for Friday and Saturday, March 25th and 26th. Not sure why I have such a shadow, but I'm going to try moving or just knocking the light off. That might work too. Well, I'll deal with that later then. Alrighty then. That didn't work, did it? Oh boy. Okay, so let's set that aside. Today we are talking about coin envelopes. I think I texted this to myself. Let me find out if I did. I did. Because people have said, what is a coin envelope? Well, this is what I always think of as a coin envelope. And let's see, I'm sure you've all seen, traditionally out in the world, they look like this. This is a coin envelope. And so I think of them as small and, kind of just like that. But the actual definition of a coin envelope in the paper envelope world, which kind of comes from the banking world, is a small open end envelope, okay, which it is, ranging in size from, get this, 11/16 of an inch by 2 3/4 inch. Okay, that's not even an inch wide. That's more. So I guess a coin roll would be a coin envelope, ranging from 11/16 inch by 2 3/4 inch to 3 1/4 inch by 6 1/2 inch. So coin envelopes can be made in multiple sizes. It's really the style that makes it a coin envelope. The ones that we're going to make today, for the most part, are using a 6x6 piece of paper. So if you have a 6x6 paper pad, or you have a 12-inch, a couple 12-inch sheets, and you just want to cut them down into 4 equal quadrants, that will work. I may, as when we get to a point where everybody's making them, I may make a couple larger ones using an 8x8, and they work. They're just the same. They're just a little bit larger, but you can see that it doesn't matter whether you have single-sided paper or whether you have double-sided paper. It works just fine. A lot of envelopes are white on the inside, so that's double-sided as well. So you can use whatever paper you want, honestly. So who all is making with us today? Hi, Janet. It's Janet with my favorite last name, Janet Versace Bomb. I love that. So happy to see you. So who all is going to make coin envelopes with us today? Candy is, Debbie is, Glynis is, I'm sure. Glynis is, Sandy is, awesome. Dawn, Sylvia. Janet, I hope you know I'm not making fun of your name. I love it. It's so much fun to say. It's just, there are certain words that are fun to say, and that to me is just fun. 6x6 paper pad ready to destroy. Nice. Hey guys, this is an easy way to power through a 6x6 paper pad. So I'm going to show you how to make them. Super easy. Won't take much. Most of you probably have made them in the past. And then we're going to show you some fun and different closures that you may or may not have seen before, because that's where you can really jazz them up. You can decorate them. You can do them in solid colors and decorate them, or do them in fancy paper so you don't have to do anything to them. Do them in colors to match your journals. I always like to have a stash that's a whole variety of colors, so that whatever I'm working on, I can find one to match. All right, I know I've got a couple pieces already cut here, and I've got a bunch of paper that I'd like to power through that has yet to be cut. At least I thought I had some that was cut. Well, if I don't, I will cut. I will cut quickly. Don't have one, I will make one. What kind of paper are you using today, Candy?
Loose sheets from a paper pad I've used in the past and stuff that's left over.
Yeah, the leftover bits that need to be used. How about you, Debbie? What are you going to use?
This leftover piece of paper. I have a 6x6 pad here that's all leftover stuff.
Cool.
Not sure that they're anything that I'm dying to have, but use.
Yeah. But it's so small that you decorate it. You can kind of change how it looks completely.
Well, look at that. Does that kind of like make your eyes do weird things?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'll bet it looks better as a coin envelope than as a 12.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Oh Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the squares are just as bad.
Well, that's some bright colors too.
Wow.
I don't know where this came from. It's on both sides. It
Oh.
How long have you had that?
forever. Mixed cardstock. Doesn't say. Beach collection. Mixed cardstock. And it's old. Probably when there was a store here at South Center called Impress.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well,
Yep,
I
Tina's
have
here.
to- Oh, hey, Tina. Good to see you. Are you going to make with us today? I have made a couple with pieces of paper that I really didn't like, and they did look better as coin envelopes just because they're smaller, and so you don't see as much of the paper. So I'm going to cut 2 here. So if you guys have a couple of 6x6 ready to go, you guys all smart and just grabbed a 6x6 paper pad. I had all these odds and ends.
I did, yeah.
That need to be used.
See, this one's not as bad. This one with the polka dots, so it's not quite as bad.
Oh, I think I have that one. This colors I wouldn't ever use for anything, so that would be a good one for me to do as a coin envelope. Okay.
Don, do you know what company it is? She said she's pretty sure she has some of it. I think it came from like Impress or all the pages are loose. None of them were together. Here's another piece out of that bunch. This one's not as bad.
I don't have it then because I don't recognize that one. Oh, wait, that's a kind of a paisley?
Yes.
That's funny. Those look like eyes from afar.
Eyeballs.
Yeah, the 2 little dots on each paisley, they look like eyes on like a fish or something, a little whale. So this one's kind of I guess it's cardstock. It's light cardstock, and this one here, I'll go solo just to show you this, and then we'll go back to 3 so you can watch them do their stuff as well. And this one is definitely just paper, just scrapbook paper. They both work. They both work equally well. The only thing that I do different if I'm using cardstock that is thick and I think it might crack, I will spritz the underside with water before I score it to try to help it not crack. That's all. So, all right. So if you have a non-directional paper or one that is just all one pattern like this, it doesn't really matter if the stripes are going that way or if the stripes are going this way. If you want them to go one way, then you need to pay attention to that. But if it's, you know, a non-directional pattern or, you know, like what Debbie had, the paisley, then doesn't make any difference. If you have something that has writing like this and you want to make sure that the writing on the envelope is upright, then you need to be aware when you start which is top and which is bottom. Now, I'm also aware that if I have the whole envelope facing upright, that my flap is going to be upside down. But if I have my flap right, then the rest of the envelope is going to be upside down. So you have to choose which one. I'm going to have the whole envelope upright because that's the biggest part that's going to be seen the most. And nobody cares about the flap. Besides, I might decorate it. And it's going to have a closure on it, so it's not going to be seen as much. So on your scoreboard, you're going to lay your 6x6 down with the end that you want to be the top of your coin envelope up at the top. And you're going to score, I'm just looking for a bone folder here. You're going to score from one side and then flip it around and score from the other side. It really doesn't matter if you mess this up. It doesn't matter which side is scored which one. But one side is going to be scored at 1.5 inches. So we'll do that. And then when you flip it around to the other side's going to be scored at 1 3/4 inches. And like I said, it doesn't matter which side is which dimension. So if you think, if you know, 1.5, I said first, but you do it at 1 3/4, no big deal. When you flip it around, do the other one at 1.5. But one side at 1.5 and the other side at 1 3/4. Once you've got that, if you need to pay attention to which is top and which is bottom, then you want to, here's my top. I want to put that down and I'm going to score the top at 1 1/4. And this one does matter. So score the top at 1 1/4 and score, flip it around and score the bottom at 3/4 of an inch. Okay. I grabbed this one because it's got a solid color back, so it'd be a little easier to see those score marks. So now I have 4 score marks, a hashtag 4 score marks, 4 score and 7 years ago. Okay, now you're going to cut. There's just one thing that I want to bring to your attention before you cut. Notice that I'm trying to find one that they have such patterns on them that you can't see it. So I'm going to grab this solid one. When you look at this, notice that this corner here does not come straight up. It kind of comes in. Of course, you're going to round the corner, but it comes in a little bit there. And this side comes in a little bit here. It doesn't come straight up. Okay, so keeping that in mind, it'll make sense then when I say, well, all we're going to do is cut out the 4 corners. But when you cut the corners, you want to cut on the outside of the score mark and at a slight angle. That slight angle gives you that, just that little bit of angle right there where it doesn't go straight up. So when you cut that corner piece out, you should have the score mark on both sides coming out with that corner. Okay, so you can see that's not perfectly straight, nor is that one. It's at a slight angle. Here's exaggerated. It's at a slight angle that way, and the bottom one's at a slight angle this way. Same thing over here. Slight angle here. And this one, slight angle there. Okay. And I think that's just a tiny bit more angle than that one. So, you know, being the way my brain is, I want to go over here and make that one just a little bit more angle. So they're a little more equal. Then I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to do the same thing. So if you look at the corner that I cut out, you can see that the score mark is still on there and you can see that angle. And the score mark is still on this side too, and you can see that angle. So this piece that you cut out should have both of the score marks on it. Then you know you've cut it out in the right place. So we'll go to the top and do the same thing. We're cutting out the score mark with the corner at a slight angle, at a slight angle on all 4.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. Good to see you. And happy Thursday. Okay, don't throw away these little corner pieces. These are good pieces that we might need, or we will need. I've got these others over here too that you can see. We're going to save those and use those in a minute.
You can cut circles out of them.
Yes, make closures out of them, or embellishments for some other part of the pocket. Okay, so everybody to this point. Now here's where I'm going to round the corners before I fold it. So let's see, where did I put my corner rounder? I did put it away. I thought I left it sitting on my desk. Okay, what I found is that I need to round the 2 on the side flaps, the 2 big flaps first. Well, I even have to move it around a little bit to get that, because it doesn't stick down in very far. They're pretty small. Okay, other side. Okay, and then I've found that I have to fold these in to be able to get easily to these corners. Otherwise, when I go to do this one, that flap is in my way and it prevents it from going in. So I'll just fold that in and do this corner. The corner there. And I'll come do this one at the same time. Okay, and then I'll fold this side in. I'm not worrying about a crease. I'm just folding it to get it out of my way. Oops. Grabbed that and crunched it. That's the bottom. Won't matter. It's the bottom. I just crunched it a little, so I'm going to cut that little hangnail off there. Okay. Okay, then you're left with this. So then, if you fold those two sides in, the large flap is your top, the small flap is your bottom, and your paper should be upright. There. And when you put the flap on, you can honestly put either one over the other. I know if you put the small one over the large one, you have a seam that is more centered. But I have coin envelopes that I have purchased that the large one is over the small one, and it is not centered. So I don't think it really matters. To me, it's what am I seeing here? Which one do I want to see? So if I put this one, the Eiffel Tower is disrupted and there's nothing here really. So if I do it this way, at least I have a full Eiffel Tower. There's a congruent picture there. So I'm going to put that one on the top. And so all I have to do is run a little bead of glue. Just kind of look at it and see how far it overlaps so that you can run a bead of glue up here to catch it. And if you're like me, you always go over the end because the end is rounded, and I always do that anyway. On the bottom, it doesn't matter because I'm going to then fold this one up. And do the same thing on the bottom. A little bit of glue around that bottom flap. Is that not the easiest pocket in the world? It is. It's like super, super easy, but I swear the coin envelope is one of the cutest envelopes ever. Don't you guys think?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
They're just cute. Little, big, the shape. I don't know. The closures that you can do. These small ones are cute. They look like they take a little more work than they actually do. They don't take much at all. So I'm going to go back all three so you can see these guys work too. And I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do this one. And see if everybody, where did I just set my scope? There it is, right there. All right, stripe one. I haven't done a stripe one. I mean, I know that was super easy. Did anybody come in late and missed any dimension there? 1.5 inch from one side, 1 3/4 inch from the other side.
They're all kind of quiet right now.
It is kind of quiet, isn't it? You guys are kind of quiet. Candy, are you sleeping?
Yeah, well, I'm tired. I was up at 7.
Candy, I got exactly 1 hour and 45 minutes sleep.
Yeah.
I know you didn't get a whole lot more.
No, I didn't go to bed when I said I was going to bed either.
Oh, goodness. How much did you end up getting? 3 hours?
I didn't go to bed till about 4 o'clock.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so maybe 3
I
hours.
was up before that.
Yeah, I was going to bed when Debbie was getting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3:15 this morning.
4, that was 3 my time, right?
Yeah.
That's when I went to bed. Okay. So it was right about the same time because we're an hour different. Yeah, I know. I said I was going to bed, but then I thought I need to clean this up and I got to finish that real quick. And
Yep. That's what I
you
did.
know. Uh-huh.
Found something else I needed to do, and then.
Uh-huh. Do you have the house to yourself now or not yet?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rodney was gone. That's why I was cleaning.
He
That's why I
was.
rearranged. That's why I rearranged scrap room because he's not here to bug me.
Sylvia, she didn't write out the measurements, but I just had them right here. Oh,
I can. Oh, if you have it written?
Yeah. Well, I wrote it weird, but if you can see that.
I wasn't going to show him my note here because it's all ski-wampus note, but I can grab the marker and write it and big enough that everybody can see it here.
So you need a 6x6 piece of paper. On one side, you score at 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
And then I turn it around to the opposite side, and it's 1 3/4. So it's right and left.
Yep.
Okay. And then top and bottom, the top, you turn it on. Well, I turn it, to the right side, and you score that at 1 1/4. You know what? I should do this with a piece of paper. Okay. So here's the piece of paper. Okay. So put this on, score at there, like this. Okay, like this. 1 1.5. Turn it around like this. And then score at 1 3/4. So those are your two sides. Then go to this is going to be your top, which is 1 1/4. And then go to that opposite side right here. Turn that to there, and that's going to be 3/4.
And that's your bottom.
And that's going to be your bottom. Does that make sense?
She said it perfectly.
Did I do wonk? Well, I was turning paper at the same time. So
Glynis is busy fetching the corners from the trash. Hang on to the corners. Yeah, Debbie said it perfectly. Here, while she was saying that, I wrote it. If you want to screenshot this, grab this, and that'll give you everything you need. But Debbie said it perfectly. If you followed her from the beginning, give you a chance to screenshot that. And we'll do another one. I'll put you on all three. We'll do another one, and so you can follow with us.
Most welcome, Sylvia. This is vault material.
Yeah, Sylvia, we're going to be discussing the vault in Patreon, which we didn't do last month. We'll do it this month. We need to discuss that vault there. So let me grab another. Okay, here's a 6x6. Let me grab my scoreboard. All right, so if you want to do it along with me, I'm calling this the top and this the bottom only because there's some shadow words here and the words are facing this direction. Therefore, I'm calling that up. So that's going to be my top. So 1.5 inches from one side. Flip it around. 1 3/4 inches on the other side. Bring it back. This is my top. Top is on the left, and I'm going 1 1/4 inches on my top. Flip it around, and I'm going 3/4 inch on the bottom. And hard to see the score marks because of all the pattern on the back, but you should see 4 corners then, and you can cut those 4 corners out. Yeah, I didn't see Margie. Is Margie alive today?
Yeah, I haven't seen her yet.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Candy, you're probably as tired as I am because you spent all day moving furniture. Even though,
well, it wasn't furniture; it was supplies.
Oh, yeah.
I had to rearrange the closets.
That's worse than furniture.
That's, no kidding, because that's up and down and back and forth and little stuff.
Up. Yep, yeah. And then moving it because I didn't like where I ended up with it. And because
I'm
I was
so tired
trying
of
to.
moving it.
I want to buy that switch, so I had to make room to get a card in here.
Oh,
So I was very motivated.
the things we will do for a piece of equipment. I know.
So,
That was a smart idea, though. A cart to put your large paper trimmer on top and the switch on a
yep.
shelf. I think that was really smart.
And hubby goes, "Oh, we can get it for you for Christmas if we can't find it next week." And I was like, oh, "Okay."
And you're like, we will find
Nice.
it next week.
No, we won't. And I'm
Because
fine not finding it. I'll get the cart first and get it
Because
all
if we
set
don't
up.
find it in person, I will find it online.
Yeah,
Does anybody have it in person yet?
somebody,
Hobby
some,
Lobbies, I was going to call mine to see if they actually had it because it
mine
said that
doesn't
they did.
have it. Mine doesn't have it. And then
Said that
the
they
guy on eBay has it. He's got 2 of them to sell it and
Oh,
free
yeah.
shipping.
How
Yeah,
did he get them already?
I don't know.
Well, okay, the guy on eBay, there's a guy on eBay, you can get 2. You can get them for $1.99 each if you buy 2.
But he's only got 2.
And free shipping. So
Are they stolen?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it might just say he only has 2, just so you go, I have to buy that right now. And then as soon as those are gone, he's suddenly got 2 more.
Maybe. I don't know.
You know, I don't know.
Well, I'm on a wait list, so
Yeah. Hobby Lobbies are sorbet color, which is a peachy. It kind of, I wonder if they did that on purpose to match his new color, Tim's new color, his new distress color, because that's what it looks like.
I ordered the black one. I did not order the one with I did not order the one with all the extra stuff that came with it because I have no space left for dyes. So
Right.
no, I don't need any extra.
Yeah. My walls are full, she says.
My walls are full.
Right. She'll find another wall.
Yeah, I have other walls.
I could move the book. I could move the bookcases that are on the short wall. You know, when you come up the stairs, there's that banister thingy, you know, where there's no wall above it. I could move the bookcases away from there and put more magnets up.
That's true.
So
put the bookcase perpendicular to the wall so you can do the back of the bookcase and the wall and that wall space that's now freed up.
Well, okay, so I'm going to do the bookcase on the wall, the little short wall when they come in from IKEA. I almost bought one yesterday when I went and bought paint yesterday for downstairs. Yeah. And I almost bought one at Lowe's, but it was shorter and not as deep as the rest. And so I want them to all match because I have all IKEA up here. Right. So I want them all to match. So when I get that in, then I will put the magnetic strip stuff down that wall.
That is so cool. I want a wall of magnets. What woman says, I want a wall of magnets. Every craft.
You know, it's easy for me because I live at home, so I can do it or live alone. I live at home. Yeah, I live alone, so I can do whatever I want to this house. Yeah, and upstairs because nobody's up here. So, so here's my little yellow one I just did.
Oh, cute! That's very cute.
Daffodil colors.
Yeah, I'll bet Glynis likes that.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm out of wall space, down one wall.
So, well, yeah. So I noticed that Hobby Lobbies was sorbet, and it's only one color. There is no option. It's only sorbet, and they you can order them online. I put it in the cart, and it's good to go. It does not say shipping a certain date, or it says in stock, ready to ship.
Really?
Yeah.
How much is theirs?
$1.99.
Oh, that's a good price.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sizzix is $300.
Yeah, yeah.
Scrapbook.com was $209.
Mm-hmm.
And then scrapbooking, whatever Bonnie found.
Scrapbooking Made Simple.
Yes, it was $169.
$169, but they won't even let you pre-order now like you did. It just said email me when notify me, email me when it's available or when it comes in, whatever. So, and it said something about the end of April.
It's okay. I have plenty of
Yeah.
time to find room for that. Because
So,
now
well,
I have some ungodly amount of.
That's funny.
I still have 2 of the vagabonds.
Yeah. Oh, gee. Well, yeah. I'm thinking I have all these cutters that I can't use them all. I don't use them all. I just snagged them when, like, from an estate sale when I got a great deal on it. Just snagged it just because, So, and I've got this big shot that I've never used it was brand new. Somebody bought it to do the invitations for a wedding.
Uh-huh.
And they did that, and then they sold it.
Kathy,
So-
we're talking about die cutting machines. So it used to be like they had the Cuttlebug, and Tim Holtz has a little teeny tiny one, a desktop one. And then they have what's called the Vagabond. And because I have 2 craft areas upstairs, downstairs, one is for the business, one is for pleasure, my personal use. I have 2 of the Vagabonds. But Sizzix just released, was it last weekend? They just released this Sizzix,
Yep.
What's it called? Sizzix
Switch.
Switch.
No, the Big Shot Plus. Switch.
Switch.
Yeah.
Big Shot
Right.
Switch Plus.
So it's got a 9-inch
Something.
opening.
I know. I thought
Where
it was 8.
all these other ones only have like a 6-inch opening.
6. Yep.
And this one has a 9-inch opening, and it's electric. And it was really supposed to come out over a year ago. And because of the pandemic, it didn't come out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Somebody had told me that owns a store.
Okay.
So, and so it didn't because of the pandemic. So now here it is.
So it's here. Yeah. So I thought that all the manual ones would go way down in price, and they haven't. looked up the Big Shot, with all the things that come with it. And it was $189 still. Like,
wow.
That's crazy. So I thought, well, I just don't need to have this many sitting here that I can't use that I just picked up because they were a good price. I've got 3 of the little teeny tiny ones, different companies, different sizes.
Uh-huh.
And then I've got 3 large ones, 3 regular size ones. The Big Shot, the Cuttlebug. Why did I just cut that off? I seriously did. Oh, Marianne, what are you thinking or not thinking? It's more like the case. The Cuttlebug, the Big Shot, and the is it the Evolution from We're Memory Keepers? I think it's Evolution. Not sure. Only used that one once, and I've never used the Big Shot. Like, I bought from this lady who bought it to do the wedding invitations, and as soon as the wedding was over, she's like, I don't need it anymore. Not a crafter, obviously. So if anybody's in the market for any of those, maybe I'll bring those to the sale next month or this month in a few weeks at a really good price for anybody.
I can't imagine buying a big machine like that for one project.
Yeah, I know. Although I guess that would be cheaper to do wedding invitations than, I don't even know what it costs to have them printed. Maybe they are so astronomical anymore that it's cheaper to do that than go have them printed. I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny too, but that's what she did, literally. So, all right. I am going to do a closure on this one. And this one's kind of cool. It's got, this is some of the paper that was on my accordion book that I just did with all the rusty bits on it. And it's got all the metal things and wood and whatever. And so I dumped all my buttons out, and I found these little buttons. What does it say? It says Corette City Blues. It's probably off of Blue
There's
Jeans.
Margie.
There's Margie.
Hey, Miss Margie.
So glad you're here. It's probably off Blue Jeans, but because they're metal, I thought that would look really cool with this paper. So it has 4 holes in it. So what I did is put my twine through it and tie it. In fact, I'm going to cut the twine and put it, I should have done this before I tied it, but I'm going to put it through the other 2 holes as well. So it looks like the button is sewn on. All 4 holes will show the twine. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this metal blue jeans button and I'm going to glue that on the top right here. And then I have a second one that looks just like it that I'm going to glue on the bottom to wind around. So when I glue these on, I tend to use Fabri-Tac. I know some people use like E6000 or something like that, but Fabri-Tac holds so well with things that are not paper, you know, that maybe take a little bit extra strength, like buttons or metal. So I'm just going to make sure it has plenty on there and then set it down. Oops, or slide it around and get Fabri-Tac everywhere. That's what I usually do. And I did it again. So the fun part of these, part of the reason I like this type of button is that it's got it's kind of a cone shape on the bottom, you know, so you can get it in the hole on your jeans. And so that gives you some good, yeah, I wiped too much of that off. I'm just going to put another little gob down there. That gives you a good base for the twine to wrap around. Because it stands up, you know, it kind of goes to the center. The side is elevated so it can wrap around real easily. So a lot of times when I put something on like that, then it tends to, you know, to the side before it dries. And so I kind of keep it in my hands, pay attention to it as it's drying to make sure that it stays upright. And really just need to wait till just before it's dry and push it upright then, and that's where it will stay. I will close the top with a paper clip. Otherwise the top, because this is a heavier cardstock, the top will come open and pull that up. Yeah, I kind of smeared. Let's see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for something with a point, just to scrape some of that off the side there. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll just give that a minute to kind of set. And then I'll do the other one. You could just paper clip it closed. Put a big paper clip from the top and an embellished paper clip even, if you wanted to. It doesn't have to have one of these kind of closures. I can't go full. There, let me show you that. Okay, so there's the blue jeans button. And you can see from the side how it's elevated because it has that, it's got to get through the blue jeans hole, and that the waistband's pretty thick on blue jeans. Okay, so while that's starting to solidify, I'm going to put the other half on. Here's what it looks like. We should do that. So you can see how it's inverted there in the center. So what I'll do on this one, just to make it look like it's sewn on as well, I'm going to put the twine down one hole up the opposite side. And then I'm going to go down. Nope, I have to start on the bottom. What am I thinking? I'm going to go up the one side, down the opposite side. And then I can come up either of the first 2 holes and down the other one. There we go. And that just threads the twine through it in a cross, an X there. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kathy. I need to get over here, don't I? Okay. And then I was trying not to bump this one and got to the wrong side of the screen. And make sure that stays straight up. All right, then I'll just tie this in a knot, and then I'll just cut it off nice and close because it's going to be glued down. It doesn't matter if it's cut off really close because the Fabri-Tac will seal up the ends of the twine while it's gluing the button down. Trying to do a square knot, doing it backwards, but you know. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut that off nice and close. That stays underneath, but now my button has thread in it, so it'll look like it's sewn on. So I'll make sure that this twine stays out of the way, but I want to be careful not to pull it because it'll move that, which is not solid yet. And let's put a big old glob of glue on this one. First, I need to get that big old glob off there. Paper towel, paper towel. There we go. All right. I'll get a glob of glue right there. Decide exactly where to put it. I want room to be able to wrap it around in a figure 8, so I'm going to go about right there. My on screen, hopefully. Okay. And I'm going to need you to kind of just hold that for a minute and let it start to dry. It's a big glob, so it's going to take a minute. Too far left. Sorry, guys. I tend to do that. If this is sitting on the right, I tend to go left. I'm trying to stay out of the way. You know how I am in my klutzy hand. I'll knock this one while I'm doing the other one. Okay, I'm just going to hold this one for a minute. I think these are super cute. The little metal buttons, especially on a paper that has metal on it. There's a lot of paper that has metal of different kinds, or even on like wood, paper that has wood on it, or the wood print, because it looks like nails. Very cute. Did I do another one with metal? Let's see. I did not. Okay. I did 4 or 5 different types of closures, kind of, sort of, to show you. And Candy and Debbie are working on some different ones as well. Now you got to do it all over. Thanks, Margie. One closure and wrap it around the whole thing. You mean like this? See if that'll stay. You mean like that? This one has one wooden button closure. And then I just wanted to put this hangy-dangy on the end of it. Just kind of a cool little circle. And this paper doesn't have a lot of pattern to it, although it does have some cool texture and color. But yeah, what Margie's saying, this is super easy. Just put one on, ran the twine through there and just glued it on. So that, wind it around that.
Sylvia says she suffers from operator error. How on God's green earth did I summon up 3 different sizes?
Did you cut 3 pockets and you got 3 different sizes? You just started with 3 different sizes of paper, I suppose. That's cute, Sylvia. Okay, I got to keep this guy upright as it's drying. That one's doing really well there. Sylvia, you just say, oh, it was intentional. I want to see how the different sizes look. That's all. Probably the traditional way that most of us learned these before we started doing our own. See that? I'm going to put a paper clip there because that wants to pop up, have air underneath it, and it's making that fall left. So let me paper clip the right side. See if that helps it. If it doesn't help it, then that wasn't the problem at all. Yeah, operator error is part of our handbook, isn't it, Sylvia? Part of the crafter's handbook. Operator error. Probably the traditional one that most of us learned with, at least I did, was just the paper discs. These I covered with glossy accents. These are two, I think they're 1-inch circles, and they're cut out of collaged paper that I had done. So I covered it with glossy accents to make sure all the little parts and pieces stayed down. Because, you know. Now, the other thing is that you can cut out, I've cut several of them with different, this one's a pretty deep hole here. It's really hard to cut this before you glue it closed. And then when you glue it closed, they don't all fit in there. I have found that my 1 1/4 will fit, 1 1/4 inch circle, EK punch, will fit perfectly, I mean, literally perfectly in the 6x6 paper that we started with, coin envelope. Maybe if I don't get it hung up going in there. Okay, and I can't really see it, but I can see where the circle is on top. So from the side, I can see how far it's going in, and then just cut it there. So you can make a shallow thumb hole. You can make a deeper thumb hole. Those are made with the same punch. Just how deep you choose to go there.
Candy, Sylvia says she sent you some pictures.
Yeah, I got them. Waiting for Marianne to.
Oh, cool.
I think I heard did Marianne get it too? I think. No.
Nope.
Just me.
Okay. Hey, let me show it. You show it then.
Hold on, let me get it enlarged here.
Oh, I wasn't special enough to get it.
She made them 3 different sizes. That's fine. I got different size ones.
That's cute. That's okay, Sylvia. I want to make them 3 different sizes. I want to make some little teeny tiny ones like that.
I cheated and cut a bunch out with the Cricut.
That's what I did.
And they're different sizes. So.
That's funny. So, can you just take it and tell it to size it 3/4 or 1.5 or whatever? Or did you have to actually put them in at the size?
No.
Here's the ones I did on the Cricut the other day.
Here, let me make you full screen. Oh my goodness.
So I haven't put closures on any of them yet.
No,
but
they're pretty.
I might kind of wait and then just put these in a box so that I have them. And if a project comes up that I need something, and then decorate it according, to go with the project. So
I was going to say, I'm not going to do all mine because I want to wait to see what I'm going to use it for.
And then these are the 6x pads.
Wow. Okay, so what is the dimension of the ones that you cut from the Cricut? What does that end up being?
It ends up being 2.5 wide and 3 inches long.
Okay, because these are 2 3/4 by 3 inches long. So it's a little bit thinner.
2 3/4. Well, here's the 6x6, and here's one that I did on the Cricut. This one's the Cricut. This one's
That's not, is that 3 inches long? The Cricut one?
Yep.
No, not count. Oh, fold the flap down.
Yeah, with the flap. Yeah, this is the Cricut one.
Right. And how tall is it?
Here's the Cricut one. Nope, that's not the Cricut one. It's 3 inches tall. The one you made is 4 inches tall on the 6x6. With a 6x6 piece of paper, this is 4 inches tall.
I'm sorry, you're right. I don't know how to read a ruler. It is 4 inches.
It's okay.
And I made 4 different sizes on mine.
Oh, funny.
On my
And I could
I had it cut 4 different sizes.
Sylvia,
yeah, I could
use your
make
Cricut?
other sizes on the Cricut, but I was trying to optimize the amount of I think I could get 4
Those
per
are
page.
cute. Those are cute.
Yeah.
I like that size too.
On a 12 by 12, I got 4.
And you could put one of each size in a book and they would look completely different because especially if you do different closures, different sizes.
Corey Dahman just did something where she stacked envelopes on her page. So I don't know why we couldn't do that with these. You know, somehow.
I haven't seen that one, but is that like this? Oh, sorry.
Yep, I can see exactly what you're showing there.
Is that like this? kind of, sort of.
No,
like that?
No, it was more like a waterfallish, a lopsided waterfall kind of. I just kind of breezed through it. I was taping off walls this morning and plugging holes in the wall, and so I had it going while I was.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Getting ready to paint. So,
did you paint today?
No, I taped off the wall and I spackled took all the nails out of the wall and because if the COVID cases go down,
right,
I can go back to play days.
Nice.
Yeah. So
sprucing up a bit.
Yeah, and it hasn't been painted since I moved in 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. Oh, Glennis, our lovely Miss Overachiever. We need to make her a banner, you know, like Miss America, Miss Overachiever.
My 14 done.
Yep, she said she sent her 14.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Here we go. Here's Glennis's. Oh my goodness, Glennis, mine are all done by hand too. I don't have. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Oh, I love the teeny tinies. Cute.
Look at them.
Yeah, those are pretty.
Very
Time
cool.
to do some closures, Glennis. Time to do some closures. That's funny. Yes, we do need to make her a banner, don't we?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see here.
Most likely to beat us all.
Not most likely. Always beats us all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you know, doesn't she really?
You know.
I know. We like to think we have a chance.
Well, that's, you know, I was trying to put that in there. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, I thought maybe I had a chance having Candy do tell us what to do night with me, but that's no better than having Glennis do it with me. I still don't have a chance. Debbie, maybe you'll craft slower like me.
I am a really, really, really slow crafter because I cannot make up my mind. And especially if it's a new project, I'm really slow.
Me too. Tell us what to do night has really helped me with like just throwing things down.
I'd be an epic fail at that.
I can't, which it's been so hard for me, but it's really helped me get to kind of sort of be able to do that. Doesn't mean I always like everything I come out with, but I do it.
Sylvia said thud. Sound of Sylvia hitting the floor.
Oh, Sylvia. Okay, so here is another one. This closure has buttons, pretty peachy buttons that go with this pretty peachy Passage to India paper. But on the back side of the button, I glued to it a small button that would just elevate it a little bit. The small button is thin and really flat, and I did that just to elevate it so that there would be plenty of room underneath the large button to wrap around. So let's see, we'll get our wrap around there and cut this one off. I do kind of like putting something at the end of this string. You know how at the end of the string that we tie or bind the signature with, sometimes we'll put a little heart or butterfly or whatever, that punch two things, put them on back to back with the string inside of it and just glue them there. Why can't we just do that on these two? Because it just looks like, I don't know, a raw end of a string that needs a little butterfly or something. But I do like that with the button on the back, because sometimes the buttons are so flat to it that it's hard. And the what do you call them? The discs. Sorry, I have no words today. My brain is mush. These discs sometimes are so flat that it's hard to get underneath them to get the string under them. And these are pretty hard discs. What I do is all these leftover bits I cut out. I just punch out and keep a bag of punches. Like these are 3/4 inch. These are these are 1/2 inch, and these are 3/4 inch. Pretty sure. Nope.
Janet and Kathy both like the buttons.
Oh, thank you. These are 3/4 inch and these are 1 inch. But all these 1 inch I have already stacked and glued together. So you can see there that it's a whole stack of, I don't worry about, is it cardstock, is it paper, is it whatever. I'll cut out of whatever I've left over from making these. And then I just stack them together and glue them, and they're ready to go. And if I do that, then they're dry. So when I want to use them, I don't have to worry. If I want to punch a hole in the center with my crocodile, I don't have to worry about it getting gummed up with glue. They've had plenty of time to dry. They're very hard discs. You could play tiddlywinks with them. But punch a hole in the center and put a brad in them. And then you can kind of sort of leave that a little loose if you want to have room to wrap underneath it. You can go around. I haven't inked any of them. Thought I'd wait till I use them to do that. But even on some of these that are paper discs, I have put the button on the back to give me some extra space. You know those buttons that come on the back of the shirt? Especially, some of them are all of them, but a lot of times it's the top one. The top button has a clear button on the back of it on the other side of the shirt so that it sits nicely. That is a fairly thin and always a very flat button. That clear button is perfect for this.
Sandy Raff wants to know if you decorate both sides, or are these for gluing to a page and only decorating the closure side?
The envelopes, that is completely up to you. And yes, and yes. So I won't necessarily decorate them now, although sometimes if I'm just in a mood, I might decorate some. But I'll typically leave them like this until I go to use them. And then I'll see, am I going to stick them in a pocket? Tuck them in a tuck, stick them under a belly band. What am I going to do with them? And if that's what I'm going to do, then I'll probably turn it over and decorate this side only, because this side really has decoration with the closure. So there's something over here to look at. And then when they turn it over to open it, it's got that to see. But if I'm going to glue it down, I'm not going to bother, with the back. So I kind of wait to see how I'm going to use it, honestly. Something like this, it will definitely be tucked because the string goes around it. So can't glue that one down. So I know that's going to be tucked. So if I was going to decorate some, that's probably what I would start with, knowing that that will be seen. So these have already been glued together. Let me go back here.
So I have a thought on that.
Okay.
So these I cut on the Cricut. So this I could kind of show you on this. If you wanted to put it in a book as like part of a flip page. Now, granted, this one's tiny, but what you could do is put, just a second, where's a piece of paper? Put a piece of paper here like this.
Wait, I'm going to make you solo.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
So if this is your envelope and you want to put it in the book so you could decorate both sides on this particular one, because I did it on the Cricut, it's open on one side, put it on the piece of paper, and then this piece of paper is what's in the spine of your book. Of course, it's kind of tiny, but you could do the same thing with, like, if you wanted to make it like
that's a super cute idea.
Here like this, and then another one like this, and then another one down the page. And so these three let me do a different color one. So like these three could flip on the page.
As you flip one, you can open the next.
In theory, it's a good idea. Okay, so
well, it is. You're just not gluing them down, so you're trying to hold them all. That's all.
Right.
That's a great idea.
So let's see. The bottom one would go in first, then the next one would go on top, I believe, and then the next one, and then this piece right here would go in the spine of your book. Then you could flip them and decorate both sides. And
they don't have to be sewn in the books. You have the full pocket.
Right.
You just could stencil or ink that piece of paper so it's not very obvious.
Man, I make one junk journal and I go crazy.
I like it. I like it. I think it's a great idea. You know, I love the more flips, the more pockets, the more tucks, the more things to open or turn or look inside, the happier I am.
I'm starting a new book next week. One of Shelley Geigel's.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to use the Stamperia Provence.
Oh, that'll be so
pretty. In fact,
pretty.
that's her directions.
Are for that one. Margie says, butterfly. What the heck is a butterfly?
Right.
Margie, I was thinking about a challenge where you have to use a butterfly, a flower, and lace on every single page. Sylvia, now that I've broken into a 6x6 paper pad, I best make cards, zines, and the like to match these danged irregular coin envelopes in prep for Easter. I challenge you to use that entire paper pack and make all coin envelopes with it so that you have a whole. Here's what we do, guys. Just get if you have little plastic containers that are sitting around not full, or if you have baggies, quart baggies would work great for these. And every time we do a mass make, just grab them and put them into a quart baggie. And you line all those up into a bin or a box, and you make a journal. You can go through each one of those things that you've mass made and pick one out that matches your journal. If you do a whole variety of, whatever odds and ends paper and stuff you can find, and not just make them all the same. Okay, here's another closure. If this is a coin envelope, should there not be a coin involved? I thought maybe there should be a coin involved if it's a coin envelope.
Oh, cute. That turned out really cute.
Yeah, it did. I put a button. Man, do it. I did the same as the last one. I did glue the pennies. I got some old pennies purposefully. I got a whole bin of pennies. I glued them to a smaller button. I can't see that one very well because the string's around it. Glued them to a smaller button so that it would elevate them, so there would be room to tie. Now, I have a little tool. I was going to do it. I decided not to, but I could do it right while we're here because it's super easy. But I have a little tool that allows me to make a hole in a penny. And so I could make the hole in the penny and put a brad through it. That would be fun too. So that's another idea. Now these are slightly smaller. These are 3/4 of an inch. And I haven't glued any of these together. And you can see some of them are just like plain. And I don't care because they can be my inside. Some of them have really cool things on them, though. Like there's a number. And actually, this was the cover of a paper pad that I cut out a bunch of stuff on the cover to use. And this is all that was left, the scraps and bits. And that's why we keep these, because we want to take these. Let's see if this one's big enough to get a 3/4. It is. I just flying around my room. They pop and they just jump everywhere. They're all over my floor. I got 2 out of that. Might be able to get 4 out of this, or could get a larger one. Nah, maybe 3. These ones with words on them are cool. It's not wide enough. I can get 2. And if they're boring pieces or super thin pieces, oh look, the other side had calendar numbers. That's cool. Boring pieces or thin pieces, I just put them in the center. And don't ask me how many I stack together because it all depends on if they're cardstock or if they're paper, like this stripe stuff is just super thin scrapbook paper. So it would take more layers. I just do it until it feels like it's thick enough to be a button closure. You know, it feels like it's thick enough that it's strong enough to hold and not get all bent and skiwampus. So that's all. Oh, barely making that one work. But yeah, don't want to, and you can look around your scrap if you know you're only going to get 2 punches out of it. Look around and see what you want to get into that punch. Yeah, I like that A. Let's get the A. So Candy, what are you working on?
A closure.
Something different?
And some beads on it.
Ooh, nice. You can put a charm on the end. This thing that I had, it's just a round plastic circle, but it came off a necklace. It's like a, I don't even know if I can call it a bead, but it came off a necklace, so I guess. But it just looks like a plastic circle. Beads would be cute though, tied at the end. And you know, if you do it, that you can customize it to the journal that you're doing just by putting, like Candy's doing, a bead or 2 that are the color that ties it into your journal, or putting a charm on it that ties into your journal, or punching something out that ties in. So if it's a floral journal or nature journal or an animal journal, punch something out in a shape of that sort, and to actually punch it out twice. You know, just glue them back to back, put the string in between them. Makes a great little end for anything stringy. Anything that requires strings. Oh, thank you, Judy. Thank you for reminding everybody. For the thumbs up.
Too short.
Uh-oh. I do that all the time, so I've learned to tie the top on the top one and then get the bottom one on. When it's dry, wind it around however many times I want it, then cut it.
Now where I'm putting the beads, I got it too short.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I keep doing that. I keep making them too short.
Well, then I had to do a double knot because the bead's got a big hole in it. Oh, crap.
I haven't done the beads on them yet, though. So I'm just using some of this kind of, you know, twine that comes on these little rolls. But where is it? This, not that one. This one is just the same thread that I used to bind the signature of the book we did last week. All I did is drag it through alcohol ink to make it brown instead of white. Make it look old. This one too, it was just one long piece, and cut it and used it on several of these. Get rid of these scraps. Then don't forget to save these stencils that you've just created.
Hi, Ju.
And don't think that they have to have perfect, because that's how you get the cool looking paper
Kathy,
with marks on it.
Kathy would like to see Candy's full screen. Sorry, I had a pen in my mouth.
No, you're fine. There you go. Oops. Watch her do the beads.
Yeah, so I can cuss on screen. Is that what you're doing?
Well, you can cuss even if I don't put you on screen. They'll still hear.
So
That's funny. So tell them what you're doing.
I just put the beads on the end of the string here.
How many are you
That's
doing?
all I was doing.
How many beads?
Just 2. I just put 2. Just enough to hold the weight. Just enough to hold the weight.
Oops.
I like a little bit of weight on the end, so the string isn't just like sticking up there. Something to hold it down. Is that for a specific journal?
No. It's like that. It's leftover paper.
Yeah.
And I made a butterfly closure on this one.
Nice. Okay, hold that up really close then so they can see that, because that's different than in what I've shown them.
Cute.
Oh, Cute.
And it just
Okay.
tucks under the wings.
That's cute. I like that idea.
And then where's my other one? Oh, I made a or twist it off. Put them in with little brads. A little ticket.
That's cute. That twists.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's it so far with the closures.
Twist.
But I mean, I have a ton of. Do something with this flower.
So you've seen several different ways there already. Yeah, Debbie, it sucks going last when it comes to closures. Have you done any that we haven't already shown?
No, I haven't done any closures.
Oh, you haven't done any of the closures? Okay.
No, I'm not going to until I have a book.
Use them. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know if
tell
you'd
me to
done
use
a
them.
couple of them.
No,
Okay.
But I've made like, I don't know, 30 envelopes.
Hey, Glynis, you got a rival here. Debbie can whip them out.
6.
Yeah. I do need to make more envelopes. I've got plenty of circles now because I've been using all the scraps to punch out the circles. But I do need to make more envelopes. So I just want to get some of these little scraps out of the way. And I'm going to make more envelopes. So these are all 3/4 inch, so they're all going to go in this bag. Oh, missed 2 pieces of paper there. All right. Oh, I've got one more cool closure to show you.
Yeah, show yours.
Forgot about that one. Do you have another one? I'm still
No, I don't have
gathering up
another
circles.
one.
If you
I don't have another one.
Okay. I'd say if you have another one, do that now because I'm still gathering up circles.
No, I want to do the penny one, but I don't have anything to go through the. I'd have to get my Dremel out to go through that penny.
Well, just glue it to a button and so it raises up so you can wrap around it.
Yeah, that's true. Then I have to go find a penny.
You have to have a brad. Yeah. This jar of pennies has been sitting here. Nothing's been added to it. Nothing's been used from it because nobody's using cash.
Ronnie steals all my change. He steals all my change.
Okay, so let's see. Which one is this going to go on? Be cute on that one. I think on this one.
Oh, thanks, Kathy.
Let me try to put
Margie kicked herself out.
Oh, way to go, Margie. Okay, I got this all ready last night, but I didn't glue the closure on, so I'm going to do that real quickly here. Right there. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Margie's getting pretty good at kicking herself out. Or is she just using that as an excuse to not hang out with us?
I think she's just using it as an excuse.
We got your number, Margie. All right. That's going to need not very long to dry, just a minute. Man, I'm horrible with Fabri-Tac. I smear it everywhere.
Yeah, I hate Fabri-Tac.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it either, but it does hold certain things so well. All right, get that top down. There we go. Okay, let me go full screen here. Here's my closure.
Cute.
I love that.
Did it focus?
Find 2 pieces to
Oh,
go
my
together.
YouTube is so far behind. My YouTube is just
mine
now
is too.
going full screen. There we go. Puzzle pieces. These are the little teeny tiny puzzle pieces. So I I did a couple things. I took the puzzle pieces and I coated them with gesso, let them dry, and then I put a good mixed media glue on it and put the paper, old book page on it. I did not even ink these. That's how old this paper is. And then I, tried to clean up the edges and stuff. And man, did that for a couple hours while sitting there talking to my mom, and they still weren't done. And then I thought, well, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that for a whole bunch of those because I'd like to have a whole bunch of those. So I came in here and I took a bunch and I did not gesso them. I just glued them down onto the book page with art glitter glue. And that's what I did with these. I just glued them down with art glitter glue. And then now, before I glued them down, I made sure these two fit together, these two fit together, and these two fit together. Okay, so they're by their match. You got to make sure you have them by their match. And I wanted to make sure that the words were all going the same direction, like a page. If that doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter. Just glue them anywhere on the page. But I wanted to put them the way that they would connect so they would be reading the same way. So I only finished this one so I could show you because these would be dry, I knew. So I took these and just glued them down. And then those are the ones I did the other way. And they came out looking really raggedy. These are the ones I did with the gesso underneath. Man, it took me all night long and they still weren't all that great. They'll be fine if I ink them. And yeah, I did not make sure the music page was going the same direction. That's what I didn't do. But on this one, all I did was grab one of these little file blocks. I don't want file stuff all over, but I just came in and gently, so I don't bend the puzzle piece, because I tend to be heavy-handed.
Sylvia posted her 3. She says she's exhausted. I can't handle peer
Oh, Sylvia, you crack me up. She's awesome. So I just came around it like this with this file block and did this all the way around it and got the, all the big paper off. It came off pretty easily. And then needed to go like here. Filed this off, but now I've got that little hole. So then I just took a piece of sandpaper, the 220 that we were working with the other day with our punches. I just took that and went inside, always going with the way it's glued. So from top to bottom, I did not go against it because that will pull it up off the surface that it's glued to. Sorry about that. I don't know what's happening there that my phone keeps going off. So always going in the direction that the paper is glued. And didn't take long, and it just filed that center right off. So that was super easy. And so once that was done all the way around, then the paper that I used on this one was like this paper. This hasn't been inked either. It's just super old paper. But these will need to be inked some. So I'll just take my where is it? Y'all know how to do this. I don't even need to show you this. But I do need to, Marjorie, are you yelling at me? Put the top back on your glue. Gotta keep me in line, Margie. My glue's gonna dry out. I will take this and go back and just ink.
Oh, Sylvia, these are cute.
Did you post them in the group already?
Yes.
Awesome.
You did 6.
Cool. I will look at them. Did you hashtag them?
Yes. Hashtag mask make envelope.
Yay. Okay, Sylvia.
Cute.
Okay, so there it is. And you can go around the edge, make sure the edge is good so you don't have other color or white or this one's blued, purple, doesn't matter. And there you go, ready to go. You need to get down inside it a little bit. I need to get down inside one that I couldn't get with this. I just brought it up against, it was just a weird angle. So I just brought it up against my ink pad like that. I went like that, and it got right down in there where I needed to get. So that worked well. I didn't need to get so much on that one. Yeah, so you do that. And then I decided that it would be really easy for that paper to get, ripped and rubbed off. And so I would coat them. And so I thought I did another one. This one, I coat this one with. This one I coated with heavy body finish, only because I had never used it before and I wanted to try it out, see what it was like. And it worked really well. It works just like the, whatever it's called with the pink label. The one that I can never remember the name. The extra gloss finish is going to be the same, and I wanted to do it in the
glossy accents.
Thank you, glossy accents. Because see, these I did with glossy accents. I will say the heavy body was finish was easier to use than the glossy accents. I wanted to use the matte finish of this one. Has a black label, and I left it downstairs, so I didn't want to go downstairs and get it. That's why I did the glossy one, but I wanted to try one with matte. But I kind of like it with the glossy. Little puzzle pieces kind of pop out there with the glossy.
Yeah, I like the puzzle. The puzzle pieces are cute.
So yeah, they were
You
fun.
could use embossing powder too if you didn't want to go to the glossy accents and wait for it to dry.
Just put that on top of it.
Yeah,
you can emboss it. Okay.
Yes, emboss it, so you get that gloss.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you don't have to wait. I don't know what the glossy accent, and glossy accents are expensive.
They are.
So that's what I used to do instead of glossy accents. I mean, glossy accents are really cool for like little tinies, but to cover your whole puzzle piece, you could have used like Versamark on it, and then clear embossing powder, do 2 passes on it, and ta-da.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And
you
it's
said
done for you in a
powder,
second.
and I thought talcum powder. So that's
embossing powder.
So I'm sorry. And then I thought embossing. I went, oh, okay, yes, that makes perfect sense. You'd get the same look. See how horrible I am with Fabri-Tac. Get it all over here. Yeah, you'd get the same look, but it would be faster. It would be dried. It would be sealed. And that's expensive. Debbie's right.
Sandy asked, do you use the same measurements no matter what size paper it is?
No, you do not. You do not, because if it's a larger paper, you've got to score in farther from the side. You use the same measurement on top and bottom, but you need a different measurement on the top. Let me think here. There is a, let me think before I speak.
That would be good.
Ooh, candy.
All righty. Okay. So whatever, let me do an 8x8. Oh, that would be good, Candy. One of these days, I'm going to get her back good. I like this one. If I do an 8x8, I won't have enough for a 6x6, but I could make a teeny tiny. I really want to do this one because it kind of looks like leather, tooled leather.
Oh, that's pretty.
And I think that would be really cool with some metal buttons on it. Okay, so whatever your paper is. Oh, I can't use this one.
Are you going to do the other coin envelope too? That's the reverse or whatever.
No. Nope.
No?
Nope. Sorry.
Okay.
Just this one with.
No, don't be sorry. I
We'll
out. So
I'll just figure out more fun closures. They're more fun than that envelope anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to cut this one 8x8. Let me first cut the. This has a really cute branding strip with feathers all the way down it. So I wanted to cut that off and keep it. That's cute. You could use that to decorate this. All right, so let's go down here and get an 8. Bye, Lucy. Bye, Lucy. 8x8. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna do this slowly so that I can say it in a way that is not confusing because it's clear in my head, but I don't want to. You know how sometimes you say it and it just doesn't come out as clear as you're thinking it because I didn't write it down or I didn't think through it because I didn't think about the question.
Margie said the dismissed envelope is sad.
Oh, it's not either. It's happy it gets to stay in its bed and eat Oreos and watch TV. Okay, so here's how you figure where to. The top and the bottom are going to remain the same. They're going to be 1 1/4 and 3/4. Okay, your flap is going to be the same, and your bottom flap to glue is going to be the same. It's the sides, the 2 side scores that need to be different. So if you take the size of your paper, this one is 8 inches, and you cut that measurement in half. That's 4 inches, right? I'm just going to say right so you can keep me on track that if I say something wrong, Debbie, you can correct me. So, okay, so half of 8 inches is 4 inches. You take the 4 inches and add a 1/4 of an inch. Wait a minute.
Okay, that's more fingers and toes than I have.
No, hang on. I'm just going through to make sure that's correct. Well, that is correct. Okay, so whatever size your paper is, this is 8 inch. Half of the measurement is 4. So I want to take 4 inches plus 1/4 of an inch. So 4 1/4 inches. That means, no, let me back up. I'm really trying to simplify this. And and as I say it, I'm going, that's not the simplest way to say it. Okay, here we go. It's an 8 by 8 piece of paper, right? Half of that is 4. Half of that is 2. So our first score mark is going to be at 2. This better work. First score mark is at 2. And my scoreboard isn't long enough here. So I'm going to pull it up and continue that. There we go. First score mark is at 2. I'm going to flip it around. And remember when you did those, one side was 1/4 of an inch bigger than the other. So when I flip it around, this one is going to be 2 plus 1/4 of an inch. So 2 1/4.
I've got to cut a piece of paper now.
You got to try this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
8 by 8, right?
And 8 by 8. Half of that is 4. 1/4 of it is 2. So you're going to make your first score at 2 inches. You're going to flip it around and take the same 2 inches, but add 1/4 inch this time. So one is 2 and one is 2 1/4. And there's your 2 side scores. And then your top is the same. It's 1 1/4 inches. Your bottom score is the same. It's 3/4. And then I'll show you how that works for any size paper you want, but I'm going to follow this through first. Okay, so you can see hopefully you can see my score marks there.
That's a big envelope.
I'm going to cut out my corners. Yeah, I don't think, I've seen people make them bigger, and because there are some that are like almost, I guess, about the size of number 10 envelopes, but they have the opening on the end, and then they have this same disc and string.
So
closure.
2 inches and about
2 inches and 2 1/4 inches.
2 1/4. Okay.
Where's my other mark? There it is. So 2 inches and 2 1/4 inches should be your 2 sides. And then the top is 1 1/4. The bottom is 3/4, the same as before. I'm having a hard time seeing my score mark on these. It's got a very light pattern in the background that kind of looks like score mark everywhere I look.
This paper's a little bit too thick.
This one's pretty thick too. Yeah, typically if I think it's going to crack because it's that thick, I will just spritz the inside with water because I don't like cracked paper. I mean, I still use it because I'll just ink it, but still, I don't want it to crack. Okay, I'm going to round my corners. Yep, Glynis, she hit it on the head. The closures take way longer than the envelopes. Yep. You can whip out 14 envelopes, no problem, but the closures, they take some time. Which is why I like to have the discs done and glued.
2 1/4 didn't work on mine.
So there's my 2-inch side. And there's my 2 1/4 side. And now I can round my top and bottom.
Oh, yes, it did. 2 1/4.
You guys are doing math in public. That's never a good thing.
Well, I want you to leave knowing I can take any square piece of paper and I can make this, and it's easy to figure it and not. I mean, it's really not a big math. All you have to be able to cut it in half and then cut that in half, but that's all you have to be able to do, literally. Okay, so there's my 2-inch side, my 2 1/4-inch side. I'm going to put a bead of glue and I'm going to grab another
Velcro dots, ladies. Velcro dots.
Oh, you can also. I have closed them with Velcro dots before on the inside
That's
of
what
it.
I got. That's what I got. Yeah. I'm doing a magnet on one.
Especially if you want to be able to decorate that back and decorate the flap, and you don't want all the button or closure stuff and the string in the way. Velcro dots are awesome. I like this one. It's a little bit bigger, but it looks really cool with this tooled leather look. Almost wallet-like.
How much did you do for the top?
The same 1 1/4, and the bottom the same 3/4.
Oh, I did 1 inch for the bottom. 1
Yeah, that doesn't change because you don't have to fold it up any farther, and you don't fold it down any farther. So there's my 8x8 piece of paper into the coin envelope. Top is the same, bottom is the same. All that changed was my right and left score. So let's say we have one that is 4 inches. I'm sure I've got a 4 inch. Ooh, is this 4? That is not a cutter. Let's do a 4x4. I want you to be able to pick up any square piece of paper and go, all right, that's easy enough. Oh, yay. I like this paper. So I'm glad that there's enough left to probably do 2 teeny tinies. All right, so we'll do 4, and let's get 4 this way. Yeah, I had to look to see what's on the pattern, which end I want to cut off. All right, so I've got a 4x4. Anybody trying these different size? Okay, here's a 4 inch by 4 inch. So cut it in half. Half of 4 inches is 2 inches. Cut that in half. So basically you're taking 1/4 of it, and that's where you're scoring the first one. If it's 4 inches, 1/4 of it, but the quarters, 3/4 tend to be harder for people to remember and wrap their brain around than the half, which is why I always say just cut it in half again, and that's where your first score is. So it's 4 inches. I cut it in half. That's the middle. That's 2. Cut it in half again. That's 1. Okay. I'm going to score it at 1. Okay, I scored at 1. I'm going to flip it around. And remember your second one, you're going to score it at the same as the first plus 1/4 of an inch. So that one was 1. So this one's going to be 1 1/4. Okay, then I'm going to go to the top There's a man standing there, so I'm going to make him standing upright. So this will be my top. Top is always 1 1/4. Bottom is always 3/4. There we go.
Ooh.
Cutting out our corners. And the way I figured out that the top and bottom doesn't change is that I got some a couple years ago on Amazon. I ordered a couple hundred, this whole pack of teeny tiny coin envelopes, smaller than the yellow ones that I showed you. And the top flaps, they seemed really long. Well, they're the same length as the others. So the top was always the same, no matter how big the envelope. So I thought, all right, so the top and bottom dimension always stays the same. And it's just the side dimension that gives us our width. And that only changes because if your size of your paper changes and you do the same score in, it's not going to close it. If it barely closed a 6-inch, it's not going to close an 8-inch. Okay, so oops, I forgot one. Forgot one corner to one flap. I'll go down in there. Come on. There we go. The smaller ones, you have to fold anything in that's next to it in order to be able to get to that corner. I'll do anyway. Okay. So there's my man. He got all cut off his hand.
Yeah,
okay, so my 2 sides.
My 4-inch didn't work out very well.
It did not. There's the bottom.
Because the top and the bottom almost, they meet. Yeah, just like that.
Mine don't meet, but they almost do. But that's why.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at that and you go, okay, I just really don't like it that far down, just take your scissors or your cutter and cut a 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch off, round the corners again.
Done.
Okay, flap.
Whoops.
Like that. But that's why I said when I got those tiny ones like this, I was really surprised that the flap was so long. And that's when I realized that they do them just the same. It's just how tall and how wide they are. This has to change, but they keep the amount of the flap and the bottom the same. You could even cut down the bottom flap, honestly.
Yeah, I don't make my bottom flap as big.
Yeah, I don't like.
If I made this, it would be a little taller if I made the flaps, if I scored it smaller at the top. But if you're looking for super easy, you don't want to have to remember a lot of things. All you have to remember is where to score it on the left and right that changes. So for those who, don't want to be figuring every time you have a piece of paper, if you can just remember, cut it in half again, score your first one, flip it around, take that same amount, which is a 1/4 of it, and add a 1/4 of an inch, and then do the top and the bottom the same. But if you don't mind messing with the math a little bit, just score the top
Marcy
a little
says
shorter.
she has a whole box of coin envelopes that she bought. There, done.
Why make them? I've got them sitting right here. Oh. Okay. That teeny tiny is cute. I'm going to make some more little ones like this. And I'll probably score some of them a little higher, a little lower. And so they'll have a smaller flap and they'll be just a little taller. That's super cute. That'd be cute with like a butterfly. No, that'd be cute with like a little S&H green stamp or red cents stamp with the layers underneath it to make it a little stiffer, used as the closure like your butterfly. That would be cute on that. Let me go back here so I can see what you guys are doing. Margie's fingers and toes are curled up now. Yeah, glance how those closures coming. They do take a lot longer. Let's see what this, and if you don't like math and don't want to mess with it, then I'm not even going to anything that's not an even number, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. I'm not going to go to 4.5 or 5.5 or 6.5, but you can do the exact same thing. Whatever the width is, cut it in half and cut that in half. That's your first score. And then flip it around, take that same amount and add 1/4 inch. And that will always work, because all that 1/4 inch does is give you the amount to overlap one over the other to seal it up. So you will always need a quarter plus a 1/4 inch. Let's see what we've got here. 4.5, a little over 4.5. What do we got here? Five and a quarter. I'm going to do an odd one at 4.5. Just because this piece of paper is 4.5. Just about. Okay. Let's see, the writing, I want it to go that way. So 4.5. I'm going to cut that in half, which is 2 1/4. I'm going to put the lid back on the glue first.
Margie said she would make a small pocket on the front and make a tiny tag that is tall enough to hold the top flap down to the instant closure, no bulk.
Very cute.
Glenna says she just eyeballs hers.
I wonder if she was done so fast.
So she can make any size. My smallest.
People don't want to eyeball them. They want to. I mean, you can take any piece of paper and fold it over. Just fold it so to the center, and then if you need to cut it, just make sure one flap overlaps 30 by 1/4 inch, and then see how far you want the bottom to fold up and the top to fold down. And so Glennis is right, that works. But a lot of people want the exact dimensions or scoring directions to know where to fold it, or where to score it. All right, so 2 1/4 or 4 1/4. Half of that, 4.5. Half of that is 2 1/4. Half of that is 1/4 is 1 1/8. So my first score is going to be at 1 1/8. Then I'm going to go 1 1/8 plus 1/4, which is 2/8. But that's why I always stick with the even numbers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, when demonstrating it, because, okay, this is a small one, so I'm going to do a smaller flap. We typically do 1 1/4. How big is that one? I'm going to go to 7/8. And the bottom, and this I'm eyeballing. I'm saying the size of this coin envelope. How big do I want that flap to come down, to be? On the bottom, I'll make it about 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. I don't typically go smaller than 1/2 inch on the bottom fold up, unless it's a true teeny tiny. And then I will, but 1/2 inch is a decent enough amount to work with. Very comfortable to work with, and looks good on any size. However, 3/4 inch gives you a corner that you can still punch a circle disc out of to use for closures. I guess a 1/2 inch would too, but that gets pretty small. But if you're doing them on these little tiny ones, then they do need to be small discs. So. See here. Okay, so there we are. Let me round the corners. I don't see much of an angle. Part of the reason for having the angle, little bit of an angle on these, is so that when you fold it in, there's room for the bottom to fold up over it. And so if it's too close, then you get a bunch of bulk as it's trying to go around it. And it's going to cover it. So I try to make sure that there's a decent little angle there that makes it easy for it to close. And that one too. So Monday, I'm pushing my stuff all over the place. Did Toby ever come in? Toby didn't come in, did she? I can't even tell if she won a prize. And on the top too, I didn't get a very good angle on that. Monday, this coming Monday, for Monday's Jumpstart, we are going to see how many. I'm gonna play with it and see how many I think we can get through. It seems like we can usually get about 10 of something. When I try to do more than that, we don't ever get through them. But I'm going to see if I can get through 10 in the 2 hours. One sheet wonders. So bring 12 by 12 paper that's sitting around that you want to use up, move on. And we're going to see how many different one sheet wonders we can get through on Monday with 12 by 12 paper. And if we don't get through enough, we can do a part 2. But I'm hoping we can whip through 10 or 12. I think I have 10 or 12 in my Santa bag. I haven't counted them, but I think I do. And what we're not going to do is how to make like 9 cards or 12 cards or whatever it is, with one sheet, because there's tons of those out there. And you can take one sheet, and that was I think that was the original one sheet wonder, how to take one piece of paper and make 9 cards out of it or something, and you have all these different designs, and there's some great ones. I think that was the original one sheet wonder. What I'm talking about is how to fold and or cut this piece of paper to make something for your junk journal or other journal. Doesn't have to be, we say junk journal, but all journals and books included. Not cards. We will not be doing cards. So those of you who are card makers probably already know a ton of those. You don't need me to show you anymore because I am not the expert on that. So I can show you how to tear paper. I can show you how to distress paper, let it fall on the floor accidentally and don't see it, and then keep rolling over it, get up and walk across the room, step on it a couple of times.
Do you know how many times I do that? Oh
I know, I keep doing that. And I'm like, oh, well, naturally distressed. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I forgot one corner there. I didn't mean to, but hey, it'll save me a little distressing time. Okay, so I used that same formula to do this one, but I did just score the bottom a little shallower. Instead of 3/4, I did it at 1/4. And the top, instead of 1 1/4, I scored it at 3/4. And I think that's perfect for this size. Teeny tiny. Not teeny tiny. It's little, but it's not teeny tiny. That one's smaller. But that was 4.5 inches. This one was what, 4? Yeah, 4 by 4. And this one was 4.5. So that's this one. This one is not quite 4. It is 3 7/8. Let's go, Margie. Let's do the math on that one. That's brain hurt. Craft room floor is carpeted in paper. Falls on the floor and stays on the floor. Mine is carpeted in paper scraps and offcuts, little bitty pieces. All the little bitties. And now some buttons from my help last night, my helper. So until I get around to sweeping that up, that's what that'll be. I'm going to make a couple too out of some of my the box. What's the box? My spray box is paper that I put in the bottom of my spray box, and this paper has print on the other side. It was just something that printed wrong or too many of it or whatever. And so I'm probably not going to put that in a journal, even though I like the paper. So I thought I'll just cut it up and make pockets out of it because that can be on the inside. So I'm going to do 6 over here.
Man.
What you doing, Candy?
The magnets.
Oh.
Upside down or something.
Oh, shoot. Upside down.
Lining up right. There.
Oh, I hate when that happens. 6.
Yeah, I was cleaning up yesterday and I found a couple of those manuals, when you get stuff, electronics, how to use it.
Yeah, yep.
And they're in little tiny. They were like 2 inches by 3 inches.
Oh, cool.
And they were different. It was gray colored.
Yeah.
And I tore it up to put in I got a box. I got stuff.
Box. That's what
it's not a splat box. It's a paper box.
Yeah.
A half not the big box that you get your paper in, but you get instead of getting 6 reams, you only get like 3 reams or half. It's half of one. Anyway, so to put it in there to do my splatter scraps.
Yeah. Well, what I was trying to say was splat box, and I couldn't think of the word. That's what it was. But yeah.
I did some more of it the other night.
Oh man.
And I put some parchment paper in there.
Ooh.
It came out so cool.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, it came out really cool.
That's
parchment paper. It took the color really, really well.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
So now I just have a box I put paper in when I'm cleaning up to get rid of it.
And you just do it in that box.
Yep.
Very cool. What she's talking about, we'll do one of these days to.
Sylvia, it just looks like I'm busy.
Oh my goodness, Debbie, look at you go. You're giving Glennis a run for her money. Of course, if Glennis didn't stop to do closures, she'd have 30 more done too.
Yeah, I'm not going to do closures until I decide how I'm going to use them.
Yeah. I like to have some with closures because sometimes when I go to use them, I need them like right now and don't even have time to think about a closure. But I like to have a bunch that don't have closures so that I can kind of customize them to that project.
Is that better?
Oh yeah. What? Now it looks like you didn't do anything.
I made these little ones that you said you weren't going to do.
Those are different than the inverse ones, but those have a name too, and I don't know what it is. Are they?
I got these out on the Cricut, so
maybe they're coin envelopes without flaps.
Right.
Is that what they are? Coin envelopes without flaps? I don't know.
Maybe little pockets, maybe.
Pockets?
Pockets. I have
pockets. Hot pocket.
Now I'm hungry.
Me too. I was hungry when we started, but
Yeah, I had a piece of pot. We had some pot pie the other night.
Oh, yum.
Oh, we got it at Sam's. We got that pot pie at Sam's.
Uh-huh.
It was made with the rotisserie chicken. It was really good.
Wow.
So
that sounds good.
It was really good. I had leftovers yesterday. I ate one piece. I got 2 pieces of that. It is a big old pie. It's like huge.
Right.
I got 2 pieces out of that pie.
Oh wow! Out of the whole thing.
And my pieces are a lot smaller than their pieces.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I had pot pie yesterday and chips.
Take some out and hide it in order to get any. Oh, that does sound good. I love pot pie.
It was
Chicken
really
pot pie
good.
or turkey pot pie.
Naked envelopes, Margie says. Oh my god, dress them quickly.
Naked. They're all naked.
Naked envelopes. Oh my goodness. I got a little bit of writing on the inside right there. That's all right. Okay. I like splat paper. It's always got so many colors and such great color. And no particular place to go. No particular place to go.
Man, these little dots pop all over the place.
Yeah, they do. Oh, I got dots all over the floor too with my scraps. This didn't get a very good angle there. But now I have to re-round the corners. That's the thing about these. You can keep.
I only do the top ones.
You only do the top ones. What?
I only round the top corners of the top flap.
Oh, you don't round the bottom one? I like to round.
I don't. And then because I cut out that slot for mine, because I don't round those corners of those sheets.
Yeah, I'll put the slot in after. I'll have to see if one of my smaller punches will go into the smaller. Any of the smaller.
I marked it before I glued them. The memory keepers, thing. It's perfect.
Oh, you know what? Well, which memory keepers thing?
That spatula.
Oh, that
because it gives that oval. It's the oval. And then I use my punch once I put a spoon in it, through with a pencil, and then I was able to use my punch.
I did that once before, and I grabbed a jar of gesso or something that was sitting here and put it on it and drew around it. But that's I didn't even think about that bone folder, and I've got that sitting here. Let's see. I don't think that this is 6. No, that's 5. Hi, Sandy. Time to go make dinner? 16 so far. Nice. Don't forget to put your picture in and enjoy dinner.
Awesome, Sandy.
That is wonderful.
Margie, organize her punches later so she can not only find them but can put them back in the right place. I understand.
A better way for my punches. They're in a great organizational thing, but there's not enough room for all of them. So I don't know if that just means I need to get rid of some punches or if I need a better way to organize them.
I got rid of a lot, and now there's some I wish I had.
Me too. And I got rid of a ton. And I thought I had pared down enough, and I still have more than...
I still have
in my thing, but now there's ones I'm like, what happened to that? Oh yeah, I got rid of that one. I wish I had it.
Well, they're big and they're bulky.
Yes. And they sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there, and then all of a sudden you want it.
Right. Is that KK?
I believe so. I got headphones on, so I can't really. I hear her, but I can't tell which one it is.
It sounds like the kitten.
Hear the little meow.
It's not.
Right,
that's CK. It's not the kitten.
CK.
It's KK. It's KK.
KK.
It's KK. It's the older cat. She does it.
Oh.
The kitten, he'll just go on and get something else.
That's funny.
He just moves on.
Yeah, really.
Hi, Angie.
Hey, Angie. Good to see you. How are you feeling? How was the last surgery? Please tell me it worked. Three-quarters. All right, let's see how this one goes. Have you guys seen the altered shoes that Angie did? And not that she's only done them once, but I've
seen them before. I haven't seen any recently.
I know that.
I don't think I've seen any.
I know once I asked her to post them in the group because they were so cool.
They're cool.
But it's been quite a while.
And my love of shoes, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They are the coolest.
Popping up in Facebook.
She's still, yeah. They're
every day.
So what do you want? A switch or shoes?
Both.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's wrong with both?
I was just, she's going to say, and why can't I have both?
Oh, they processed my retirement finally, but I don't got my pay. But they came back and said I was eligible to retire. That's what I should say.
Oh, that's nice to know.
I mean,
point.
Very good thing.
That's really nice to know. If not, you just got a month vacation, right? You're due back on the 4th.
I was like,
oh, really, people?
Yeah. Stupid.
Well, that's funny. You're like, I don't care if I'm eligible or not. Can you just pay me?
Just pay me, please. Just pay me.
Yeah. God love our military. Yeah.
Oh, the military be taken care of. It's the civilian side of the house.
Yep.
Beer can.
Yeah, you're just not as important as a civilian as you were as enlisted.
Yeah, not nearly.
You can wait till we have time to deal with you. Love the colors on this. It is just so pretty. You make an entire journal out of splat pages and all the elements out of splat pages.
That's a lot of splatting.
That is a lot of splatting. But then I'd want them all to coordinate in color. So, yeah, as long as I coordinate with what they're by, I guess. That is some shiny, splatty paper. Splatty, shiny paper. Oops. Got one. So when's the Mighty Hunter due back?
He's back.
Oh.
That's why I muted earlier, because the dogs were whining. So he was outside.
I thought he was getting ready to leave.
It was just an overnight thing, or?
It was just overnight, getting stuff ready.
Oh.
The turkey season starts in April.
Oh, okay.
He's setting up.
Yeah, there's nothing better than fresh turkey. They go out and they set up cameras. They clean up the camp.
Oh, Bambi stalkers.
No, it's turkey. Turkeys.
That's what I tell my uncle, because they put up cameras, and so I always tell them they're
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
cute.
he's got he's got one turkey. It come up right next to the camera, and it popped its head up. So he's looking at it like, who's in there?
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
knows
the
that
best.
you're there.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That is so funny. Makes me think of Elmer Fudd walking around with his.
Yeah. What's funny is they'll go up there, and then when it's turkey season, they don't come out.
Oh, of course. It's like they know, huh? It's like they know. Seriously.
Sylvia's what official term? She said, "Is that the official term?"
Turkey stalker or family stalker or what? What do you mean?
Stalker? I don't know. Margie said that if she were making these, she'd make them and just score them, but wouldn't fold them so she could lay them flat.
Well, see, that's smart too, because then you could get 100 of them in the space that I could get 10.
Really smart.
To store them and then just pull them out as you need them. Margie, you're just too smart for us. Splatter paper. Oh, splatter paper is the official term. Yeah. So it's the paper that I put down in the bottom of my splat box. So when I'm spraying things, it gets that overspray, the splats that fly. Yeah, so it's splatter paper.
So, Candy, the turkeys are really good.
Oh.
Yeah, fresh. Well,
turkey,
when you do a fresh turkey, you really don't have the drumsticks because they don't have the big legs like
the ones that are fed hormones to make them grow.
Yeah.
In 3 months.
So really all you're getting is the turkey breast. Now, we don't bake. I don't bake it. What we end up doing is we fry it. We just do it in strips and fry it, and it's so juicy and so good.
Just shy of.
They have a lot of wild
fresh turkeys. Yes.
In Eastern Washington, but I heard that it's really crappy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's my sister telling me. So, the one that thinks she's a doctor.
They don't get as big. I don't get as big on the wild, so you don't get as much meat. But
oh my God, the ones over in Eastern Washington are like they're as big as the deer. Well, okay, not quite as big as the deer.
They are, but I mean they're big, but they don't have a lot of meat on because it's
okay.
Not how to. They got a lot of feathers. I'll tell you that. My husband and each area, and there's different turkeys in different areas. So your turkey up there is different than the one we have here.
Yeah,
it looks different.
I'm not in
different. They have different feathers. They have different feathers. Different
breeds.
Yeah, there are different names for them. Rodney wants to go and hunt different turkeys, but turkeys are hard to hunt. You have to. They're very.
I was just going to say turkeys are really smart.
They're pretty smart, and they have to call them in to get them to them. You can't chase them or sit still.
You will never catch up to them even if you try.
No. Well, in deer, you can usually say where they're going to eat or where they go through the paths or whatever. But turkeys are a little bit harder. Rodney has more fun hunting turkeys. It's just harder.
Yeah.
And you make a wrong sound. You make a wrong sound, then they're gone.
Yeah.
You're trying to call them and make the wrong.
And they know.
They know.
How do you, buddy?
Because usually you're not making other turkey sounds. Usually you're doing something else that calls them in. I can't remember.
Some other animal or
some other
a tool that they use to call them in.
Yeah, they have
a turkey.
Yes. They have the ones that are the best ones, I guess, are the ones you put in your mouth. But my husband, when you get those, you practice with them. I was like, you make that sound one more time, I'm going to kill you. I'll be eating Rodney for dinner.
Ours went straight into the box to go to Goodwill.
Margie said that she has some pretty big ones go through her yard. And
they are big. They are big because they have big necks. They have long necks. They have very long necks. And they have long legs. They do. I mean, but it's just the meat part. You don't. It's not like you go into the store and you get like a 25 pounder. It's
They're not as mean. Well, they're lean. They live in the wild and like they're not hormones.
Yeah. So
they're grass fed, not hormone induced.
Yeah, Rodney, when he was first doing the turkey calls, it was terrible. I was like, oh my God. You sound like you're dying. It sounds like a dying turkey. And then it's not just the turkey calls, it's the other call, because it's like they call they do some other animals. I can't remember now what they were now. The crow or something. I don't know. And I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. No.
Is that like for the predator one? So that the predator, like a predator call?
I think it's more of where, when the other birds are getting food, the turkeys come in.
It tells them where the food is because other birds are calling to each other to tell them.
Yeah, I think, or something. Yeah, I don't remember. Listen, I'm not a hunter, ladies. I just like to eat the food.
Probably more the prey than the predator, if it was.
Yeah,
But the food thing makes more sense.
Because they don't really prey on other animals. They're more. But
they'll eat the same things as a lot of the wild birds.
Yeah. So it's different sounds that they make. And I was like, nope, that don't sound right. Nope.
That raise them for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's a guy here down the road's got a white one.
Oh, cool. I've never seen a white one.
Yeah, it's white.
Wow.
It's mostly white. It's not all white, but it's mostly white.
Yeah. Do they consider that albino?
No, he's got black eyes.
Oh, wow. Must be pretty. I'll bet it's pretty. I don't know.
It is. I've only seen it from the road. I don't know him. He raises turkeys. I think he's got some peacocks in there too, but I've heard them. I haven't seen them.
Pretty.
Them birds are freaking loud.
They seem like children being murdered.
I know. I remember the first time I heard, like, what the what?
What the what?
What the what?
What is happening over there?
You go to the zoo, you see them all the time, but you don't. They're usually kind of quiet.
Usually, right.
Yeah, and then you're standing beside one that makes that god awful racket. You're like, oh my god,
scare the crap out of you. Yeah. There's Dawn. Are you still here? There's a park, a public park in Phoenix. Actually, it's in Peoria. I'm sure she's familiar with it. And peacocks roam the park. It's something ranch. Something Ranch Park. It's a huge park and it's got old historic stuff on it and very cool, but there's peacocks roaming the park and they're so neat to see. Love them. Very pretty.
I was working on a house and had to crawl under the house for the wires. And there was a peacock that did its thing. And I thought children were in the house being murdered.
Oh my God.
And I'm under the house, working on the wires and stuff.
Right.
Oh my. Like you freeze. Yeah. Like then I'm like hanging onto my tool belt. What kind of tools do I have for weapons and
funny. You guys know Debbie used to work for the phone company. That's why she's under the house working on phone lines.
There's a crud out of me.
Mine was, we went, my sister's grandmother used to do a Sunday dinner and she'd make fresh fried chicken. And I'm talking fresh. She'd go get the chicken from a local farm. And I was with them one Sunday and me and my sister went with her dad and went there and we're sitting there waiting. God, that place stunk.
Yeah.
All those chickens plucking. Oh my God, it was terrible. So we're waiting outside because we couldn't stay in the barn.
Chicken feathers. That's awful. So
we're sitting out there and we hear this god awful racket.
Oh no.
We're me and my sister looking around like, what in the world is that?
You're looking at peacocks.
It was peacocks. They had peacocks up in the barn.
You made Margie spit her soda out, Candy, before.
I know.
Yeah.
Talk about Rodney. And calls.
Yes. They like to see. No, they don't necessarily like to scare people. It's just that when they do their thing and you just happen to be right there nearby.
And not expecting it because it's just, it was something else.
Let's see. Sylvia asked, do you know why peacocks make that sound? I don't. So I'd like to know, Sylvia. Because they like to scare people. That's what Margie said. When peacocks were in the Garden of Eden, the other birds complained to God that the peacocks were vain.
That's a good one, Sylvia.
Ugly. So every time peacock looks down, he screams in horror.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Very, yeah, that's so good. You can just see that the peacock strutting around, looks down.
Yeah,
that's good. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. We have a restaurant up one of the canyons here. We got lots of canyons here. We have a restaurant up one of the canyons, and it's like the only thing there. It's one of those, you're driving through the canyon, you stop there, it's the only place to stop, or bikers stop there a lot, and they have peacocks roaming outside this little hole in the wall restaurant. They have a little yard and a couple of picnic tables out back, and the peacocks roam around there. It's right by a stream that comes down the canyon. That's kind of cool. I like peacocks. I think they scream. I'm liable to scream back at them, not on purpose, but scare me to death. I'll just scream back.
Yeah.
But they're sure pretty. Sylvia's here all weekend. Want some more? Yeah, we need some more, Sylvia. We could use a few more of those. Let's see. I'm going to use more of this splat paper up that has ugly other side. So yeah, Monday we will do 1 Sheet Wonders with 12 by 12s. So bring a bunch of 12 by 12s. I would say probably make sure some of them are double-sided. Some of them could probably, I've got to sit down and remember all the
cardstock or scrapbook paper.
Either one. Like these, where both work for this. Some things they don't both work, but both will work. And some things you'll want a double-sided. Other things it'd be fine to have a single-sided.
Julie says, I love peacocks. My dream was to live in Hawaii and raise peacocks. I married a Hawaiian instead.
What do you think is easier to manage, peacocks or your hubby?
A Hawaiian? Oh, Margie, I'm helping you use up those supplies so that you can just throw out the bits and pieces and move, not have so many paper packs to move.
Use more paper so we can buy more paper.
Right. Use it up. Use it
up. I just bought a bunch of Tim Holtz paper.
Oh my gosh.
I told my hubby, I said, dude, they're gonna quit. He's gonna quit making the 12 by 12. I gotta buy some because the price is gonna go up.
Coming up?
Yeah,
I know this was before the birthday. This was before the birthday.
Nice.
This was last week.
It's not even her birthday.
Did you see Glennis's picture? Look at the closure she did.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at least.
Oh my gosh! Wow! Look at those closures. Here we go.
Aren't those cool?
Yes. Whoops! I did not mean to open up ring. Here we go. Wow! Look at those. They look great, Glennis. Here I am looking at them. I'm not showing you guys. Let me
wait. Yeah.
There we go. Wow, those look great. Glennis. Those look great. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. At least 10 that already have closures on them, and a ton more that don't have closures. They look awesome, Glennis. They always do. All right, let me put that back there. 6. All right, let's see. Okay, we've got what, 50 minutes left. How many coin envelopes can we crank out in 50 minutes?
55.
55?
Depends on how fast my Cricut can cut.
Oh boy.
How many minutes left?
50, right? I have 10 after 3 or almost 10 after 3.
I have 3:35 here.
Do you?
So
Yeah,
it's 4:35 at your place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so my it's 4:35?
Yeah.
Wow, my clock stopped then. My clock stopped at 10 after 3. I'm looking up at the wall. Wow. No wonder
I was like, we've been here longer than that.
Yeah. Wow. All right, my clock stopped at 3:10, 3:09 and a half. That's funny. So but make a bunch of stuff. I need to find a place to put them. But it's 4:35. It is indeed. All right. So it's time to say goodbye. I guess I'll be cranking out more coin envelopes later because I do have things I need to take care of right now. So thanks for hanging out with us, Debbie and Candy. Thanks for joining me and helping me up here. It was awfully fun, and I love seeing yours. And just in case you didn't get a chance to screenshot it on a 6x6, I'll put this back here. You can screenshot that, zoom in on it. It's not in the way of the name. There it is. Okay, that works. Yeah, so Monday. Okay, what little was left in my brain just emptied out. Sylvia, shoot. Oh, Sylvia's sister just sent me 2 packs of 12x12. Nice. Oh, Margie used up a 12x12 to make an organizer for her punches. Oh, Margie, we need to see a picture of that.
Oh, Angie has feelings in her toes and she can move them. No pain.
Nice.
That's
Are you serious,
good,
Angie? Wow. Wow.
Excellent.
Angie, I am so amazed and impressed and so happy for you. So happy for you. Bye, Janet. You be well as well. Okay, Monday, noon, 12 to 2. We will do one sheet wonders with 12-inch paper. So bring a whole bunch because we're going to crank those out as well. And we'll see how many we can get out. Probably would think we could get at least 10 out in 2 hours. We usually, if I don't watch chat and I just go at it, I can show you 10. So somebody else can watch chat, then we'll be good to go. And yeah, so have a great weekend. I will see you in the group. I know I've not been there much the last couple of days. My mom's been visiting and she's had a little sciatica flare up. So that's had me a little bit busy. So I will get into the group, catch up on everything that's going there. Don't forget to come back into comments, leave a comment, and thanks Sylvia for reminding us, hashtag 1000 subs. Make sure there's no space in there. Hashtag 1000 subs, no spaces in between. It will not keep it from the comments. You have to come, I'm sorry, it will not keep it from the chat. You have to come back into comments after we're done. So thank you, everybody. It was a good day. We got a lot of coin envelopes done. And I see I need to make more just to catch up with Glennis, Candy, and Debbie. So have a wonderful evening, wonderful afternoon. And